Picture this. Your desk is completely full of work. You have two major tasks due this week.
Right, the classic stressful week.
Yeah, and suddenly your manager walks up, they just drop an extra report on your desk,
Uh,
and it is due tomorrow morning.
Oh, I hate that. Your heart just sinks, right?
It really does. So, welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are looking at workplace communication articles to solve this exact nightmare.
Yes, our mission is figuring out how you can push back on unreasonable requests.
Right, using simple professional English without sounding rude or uncooperative.
Because your first instinct is usually just panic, honestly.
Or totally. Like, I just want to say, no, I can't do this. I have too much work.
Well, yeah, I mean, that is the bad approach. It is an emotional response, you know?
But it is honest. Why doesn't that work?
Because it just creates a wall. It doesn't offer a solution for the manager. A better way starts with showing willingness.
Okay, so what do I say instead?
You can use phrase number one. You say, I'd be happy to help, but, and then you pause.
I like that. I'd be happy to help, but it really softens the blow. Then what?
Then you ask about priority. Phrase two is, could we clarify the priority?
Let's quickly explain that word. Priority means the task that is the most important to finish first.
Exactly. You ask them to choose what matters most right now.
I have to push back here, though. Will that sound rude?
Not at all. Not if your tone is calm.
But what if the manager just says, everything is urgent? Won't asking about priority make you sound like you aren't a team player?
That is a really common fear. But this is where you introduce the idea of a trade-off.
A trade-off, meaning exchanging one thing for another, right?
Yes. Think of your time like a glass of water. It is already full. If you pour more water in, you just make a mess.
Yeah, water goes everywhere.
Right. So to avoid a mess, you use phrase four. You ask, what would you like me to deprioritize?
Oh, deprioritize. That means making a task less important, so you do it later.
Exactly. You put the decision back on the manager.
But what if they still insist? Like, no, it all has to be done by tomorrow.
Then you highlight the risks calmly. You can use phrase three. Given the deadline, I'm concerned that, and explain the risk.
A deadline is the exact time a task is due.
Right, so you are focusing on the deadline, not your feelings.
Okay, so I could say, given the deadline, I'm concerned that, and then add phrase six. I want to make sure we protect the quality.
Yes, perfect. That is such a strong way to frame it.
Because quality just means how good the work is. It makes it a professional business issue, not a personal complaint.
Exactly. You aren't saying, I am tired. You're saying, I want the work to be good.
That makes sense. It really shifts the focus.
Right. And from there, you always want to offer solutions or options.
Like what?
You could use phrase seven. Would it be possible to adjust the timeline?
Okay, asking for more time.
Or phrase five. I can take this on if, and you suggest moving another project to next week.
Oh, I see. And if they say no to all of that?
Then you try phrase eight. Here's what I can realistically do.
Ah, so you offer a practical alternative. Like, I can give you a rough draft tonight and the final version tomorrow.
Exactly. So saying no isn't about being aggressive at all.
Right. It is just about showing willingness, explaining the trade-off, and asking for a clear priority.
You got it.
Let's quickly recap the 8 useful phrases for our listeners, just to lock them in. First, I'd be happy to help, but...
Then could we clarify the priority?
Next, given the deadline, I'm concerned that.
And what would you like me to deprioritize?
Number 5, I can take this on if.
Number 6, I want to make sure we protect the quality.
7, would it be possible to adjust the timeline?
And finally, here's what I can realistically do.
Those are so helpful. I am definitely going to use those.
Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with a provocative thought.
Ooh, what is it?
If your manager consistently cannot choose a priority, and literally everything is always an emergency, what does that tell you about the company's communication culture?
Wow.
And, how might you address that bigger pattern in the long run? Something to think about.
That is a great question to end on. Keep practicing those phrases, and thanks for joining us on this deep dive.